Hey, Fred Minnick here, and I am traditionally someone who does not recommend Basil Hayden. Will this time be different when I taste the Basil Hayden Toasted? We'll find out. Giddy up. This is how I get some samples. This comes in by like a PR person. They will just put a nice little piece of tape on there and they'll tell me when I can taste it. And I agree to embargoes, which means I won't taste it until a certain time. And they sent this to me around my birthday, and I don't know how it got lost in the office, but it didn't quite make it into the previous tastings. And so here it is, like, more than a month later. And but hey, I'm finally getting to it, right? I'm getting to it. I'm finally tasting it. And so here we are. We're about to find out if I like this one. And the whole toasted craze, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of toasted series. I think Michter's does a pretty good job of it, but it's not something that I go out of my way for. My favorite of all of those has always been like the Doubled Oak series from Woodford Reserve. Um, yeah, and it's like, and Beam has done some. I think they called it double barrel back in the day, but they've done some of these in the past, and I don't feel like they fit as well to the chemistry wise as the Brown Forman stuff. So yeah, I mean, we'll find out here. Basil Hayden is the change to that. So here we go. So this is a 4-point tasting. Oh, my head itches. Yeah. Oh, that's a good spot. I should probably bathe. I only bathe once a month, and I'm coming up on that time frame. I'm kidding. Kidding. It's once a week. Once a week. All right. So first thing I want to do is I want to analyze the color. Now, typically with like a straight bourbon, the color would be something that I would use to determine how its time was in the barrel. Because once it goes into the barrel, it just clears the water from your tap and it moves in and out of that wood every single day. So all of that color comes from the barrel. Now, with a toasted product where you have an additional barrel that is being used, color is not as significant. However, this is 80 proof, and 80 proof, when you add water, you dilute the color, and so you're diluting the whiskey, and you are diluting the color. And you can look at that, at 80 proof. I mean, that holds up not too bad. That's not too bad at all. It's kind of a russet color. So, you know, that second barrel is guaranteed. This is a lot darker than the other Basil Hayden's that doesn't have a second barrel. So now I go to the nose. Interesting. Kind of cornbread, a little like a Swisher Sweet, smell of a cigar. Not quite a cigar, but like a Swisher Sweet style. And then kind of a pungency. A pungence. It's got like a pungent, like blue cheesy kind of smell. From what I've seen, this is hitting the market around under $50. It definitely outtastes its proof. Oftentimes, an 80 proofer will be overly just nothing. Like it's not like it's water. It's just a lot of those flavors get diluted out of there, and it's just not as pleasant. This one, that second, the toasted, it definitely does have some flavor there. that you don't find in regular Basil Hayden. And I know there's a lot of Basil Hayden fans out there. So I would say this is upped in butterscotch. It's got some like butteriness to it. It's got some vanilla, some caramels, some things in there that, normally I wouldn't equate with Basil Hayden, but there's also some prominent spice notes. Now, this will probably be the only time I go out of my way to drink this, but if you are a Basil Hayden fan, I think that this is going to be a great extension to what you normally like. I think I can't get over the fact it's not, those notes are so muted because it is 80 proof. And listen, I drink whiskey for a living. That's what I do. I drink whiskey. And so anything that's 80 proof, I'm usually, suspect of it for it being like, not packing the flavor it needs. For an 80 proofer, this has about as much flavor as you can possibly get into it. However, it's not like it's some of the Redbreast or some of the great Irish whiskey releases that are 80 proof that are packed full of elegance and honey notes. This is a few notes and then gone. So it probably wouldn't hold up to water. It'd be tough with an ice cube. But I think if you're looking for a soft sipper by campfire, I think this one could do the trick for you. So if you're looking for something for light in the house, that's an upgrade from Basil Hayden or Jim Beam White Label or Jack Daniels or something like that. This Basil Hayden Toasted, it's gonna be right there for you. But if you're a traditional bourbon drinker, ignore it. That's gonna do it for this tasting. Hey, if you want to see more honest reviews, click that subscribe button. I've got them coming in all the time, especially now that I'm off of palate rest, by God. Woo! And if you want to become a member, where the members saw this thing live and basically spent the entire chat making fun of me for one thing or another, click that join button and join and see what all the craziness is about. Get a lot of behind-the-scenes action and a few other things. Stuff we can't talk about here in the public. But that's going to do it for this week. Please be safe out there. No licking handrails, no licking trash cans. And remember, vodka sucks unless it's being used for hand sanitizer. Cheers, everybody.